my name is Margaret King, and today I will be giving an informational speech about a man-made or natural disaster, and this is my audience.
Hi, I'm Tim King, Naive's brother.
I'm Marlene Casey, neighbor.
Linda King, mother.
Now, when one mentions the storm, several different things come to mind. Whether that be your typical thunderstorm, hurricane, or tornado, your listener is going to put that information into their frame of reference and think about the storm that has had the most impact on his or her life. However, when one mentions the storm in Galveston, without a doubt, they're going to be referring to the hurricane of 1900 that tore across the city of Galveston and left the city in ruins. Now, almost everyone in eastern central Texas has ventured out to Galveston at least once in their lifetime, myself included. Also, everyone has either endured a hurricane, known someone who's been through a hurricane, or has seen the devastation that hurricanes can cause on the news. Today I will be talking to you about the death and destruction of the 1900 hurricane in Galveston, as well as its recovery efforts. Now, since this hurricane was a Category 4 hurricane, it left tremendous death in its toll, including 6,000 men, women, and children in the city of Galveston. Among those who died were the 10 sisters and 90 orphans from the St. Mary's Orphans Asylum in Galveston. This is one of the major stories from this hurricane because of the tragedy that it caused. What the sisters did is they took all the orphans to the second floor of one of the dormitories because it was just recently built and they thought it would be the most sturdy structure and the safest place for them. Also, in efforts for survival, each nun tied 6 or 10 children to their waist with clothesline. Unfortunately, the building collapsed, which trapped those in it and ultimately led to their death. However, 3 boy orphans who were older were able to make it to the roof, and they were able to survive this tragedy and tell us what happened. In addition to this death, there was obviously destruction. The first thing you should know about Galveston, it was one of the wealthiest cities in the United States at this time, as well as one of the largest. There was a population of 36,000, which meant that this hurricane killed almost 1/6 of the population. This day, September 8th, started out like any other. It was a little drizzly and a little windy, but when conditions started to worsen, they raised the hurricane warning flag. Now, the locals in Galveston, as well as the tourists, didn't pay much mind to it. They'd been through a storm before, and so they were just kind of went on about their day. However, when the storm hit land at about 6 or 7 p.m., the tidal surge was around 15 to 20 feet, which totally annihilated the previous record of 8.2 feet. Also, the wind speeds reached up to 200 miles per hour, and this hurricane caused around $30 million of property damage, including completely destroying and wiping away 36,000 homes. This destruction and death, as with any other natural disaster or man-made disaster, obviously you're going to need some sort of recovery plan to deal with the aftermath. In addition to the collection of donations they received to deal with cleanup and rebuilding of homes, they had a 3-part plan to deal with this tragedy. The first thing is they developed a new municipal form of government where they centralized the government in order to deal with the rebuilding of the economy. The second thing they did is they built the seawall, which is a 3-mile concrete wall along the eastern edge of the city along the beach to combat any strong waves that come in that threaten Galveston, and send them back to sea. And the third thing is they raised the level of the city 16.5 feet to minimize any future flooding. Now, the seawall and the raising of the city was a $3.5 million project, which seems like a lot, but ultimately it has been to Galveston's favor to make that investment. These are just some of the basics of a horrendous hurricane that destroyed Galveston and killed 6,000 people, as well as causing $30 million in property damage. I hope by telling you about this storm that will live forever in infamy that you will begin to take hurricane warnings seriously and realize the severity that these storms can cause. Thank you. My sources for this speech were the Galveston County Daily News about the 1900 storm, as well as the Texas Almanac, sponsored by the Texas State Historical Association. Thank you.